Morning. So yesterday we started the chapter and I gave you few diagrams that you had drawn. Okay. All of you have drawn the diagrams that I gave you. I gave you few simple machines like wedge, pulley, alright, lever, screw. Okay. Now today we are going to read about them. So simple machine basically means the things which make our work easier. Okay, simple machines are the machines which make our work easier and they need human force, mechanical force. Okay, they don't do the work on their own. They need human force to be done. Then we are going to read from page number 89. Look in the books, all of you. Simple machines are simple tools that make our work easier. We have learned in earlier classes about the lever, inclined plane, pulley, wheel and axle. Screw, wedge, these are called simple machines. Then simple machines are all around us. In day-to-day life, we all come across different simple machines around us. When we use a lift, many of you must be living in apartments. Many of you must have gone to the malls and all. There, from one floor to another floor, how we move? We use lift. So when we use lift, we are using a pulley. Pulley means, see the picture of a pulley in the book, turn page and see the picture how it looks like. A rope is there and a circle is there, and when we use rope from one side, it pulls the things from the other side up. Yes, in previous time women used to use pulley to pull out water from the wells. They used to take out water from the wells using pulley. Yes, so the same pulley is used when we use lift in different apartments or malls. Similarly, when we open a jam, all of you must be eating, you all must like jam. When we open a jam jar, basically what we are doing, we are using a screw. Okay, then when we are using a knife is a wedge. Knife is an example of wedge. Wedge is a simple machine where one sided is sharp. Where one side is sharp. Okay, and then when you play on the playground, it is a slide or a inclined plane. When we use a doorknob means to stop the door at one place, otherwise the door will close. When we use doorknob, which simple machine we are using? We are using wheel and axle. Okay. And seesaw is a lever. Seesaw, turn page and see the diagram of seesaw. You must have seen this swing in the parks. Okay, you must have enjoyed this also. So this is a machine, simple machine. And which machine? It is a lever. Now about lever also we are going to study where is the effort, where is the lever and where is the fulcrum in the levers. Now let's move further. We use tools or machine when work becomes too difficult for us. When, because now imagine, can you cut onion with your fingers? No. Can you cut vegetables with your fingers? No. Then can the whole day you can stand in front of the door to stop it to close? No, you can't stand. So when the work for us become difficult, what we do? We use simple machines. Okay. Some machines help us to change the direction of force and others help to increase the speed of work. Some machines also help us to slow down the speed. So there are different work that machines do. Now there are different types of machines also. Turn page number 90. We are going to study about different types of machines. There are a number of machines that we commonly use. Number one, lever. Now, what is the speciality of a lever? Lever means a lever is a simple machine. It is a bar or a rod that is arranged in a way to turn or move about a fixed point. Now, look at the diagram. In lever, the main thing is the joint is at the center. The joint is known as the fulcrum and it is at the center. Then the weight is on the end and the effort is on the other end. Weight means, now see the diagram, seesaw is the same diagram of liver only. The diagram seesaw is example of liver only. Now when you go on the park, in the park, and you use seesaw, you sit at one place. Okay, the place where you sit is weight. The seesaw from where it is joint, that is fulcrum. Yes, and the other place where you push yourself up, when you push yourself up, the other child come down, and when that other child push himself up, you come down. Like this seesaw work. So this is how a simple machine lever work, where fulcrum is at the center. When fulcrum is at the center, the load is at the one end and effort is at the another end. Fulcrum means the joining point, load means the weight, and effort means the pressure which is put. All of you getting it? Okay. Now let's read. A lever is a simple machine. It is a bar or rod that is arranged in a way to turn or move about a fixed point. This fixed point, this fixed point about which the rod moves is called the fulcrum. To make the underlying fulcrum, the fixed point about which the rod moves is called the fulcrum. This is the definition of fulcrum. It may come as one mark question or fill in the blanks. To make the lever work, force is to be applied. Okay, now how, if you are using any simple machine, you have to apply force. It will not work on its own. This is the basic rule. Simple machines don't work on their own. Complex machines work on their own. Now, like fan. Fan is a complex machine. If you will just switch on, it will start working. But a knife is a simple machine. It will not work on its own. You have to pick the knife and then cut the onions or fruits. Then only it will cut. Automatically, the knife will not float in the air and go and cut the onions. Are you getting it? So, simple machines, force need to be applied. All right. So, fulcrum is the center point where the machine is joined. Then, what is effort? To make the lever work, force is to be used. This force is called the effort. Underline. To make the lever work, force is to be used. This force is called the effort. And the object being moved, it is called load. Okay, when you push yourself up on the seesaw, the person come down, you go up. Yes. So this movement, the movement after applying force is called the load. Are you getting it? So based on these three things, that is fulcrum, effort and load, we are going to study three types of levers. What is the difference between different types of levers? In some lever, the fulcrum is at the center. In some lever, the fulcrum is at the corner. And some lever, the fulcrum is at the end. So we are going to study about different classes of levers. First class of lever. First class levers are the levers, as I told you, where fulcrum is at the center. So levers in which the fulcrum is located between the load and the effort are called first class levers. The movement of the load is on the opposite direction to the movement of the effort. Some common first class levers are seesaw, crowbars and pliers. Okay, so pliers are the you call plas in Hindi. Okay, so these are the example of first class lever. Now that you will today put heading first class lever and you will draw this diagram seesaw. So put a tick mark. Seesaw is example of first class lever. And first class lever means where fulcrum is at the center or at the corner. I want answer from your side. First class lever. Very good. Very good. Yes. Okay. So first class lever, fulcrum is at the center. So today the heading you will put first class lever and seesaw diagram you are going to draw. Put a tick mark there. Now we come to second class lever. In second class lever, fulcrum is located Lever in which the load is located between the fulcrum and the effort. Now here load is at the center. See the diagram, can you see it? All of you? Here, look at the diagram. Fulcrum is at the end point. Load is at in the between and effort is on the other side. Now till now in first class lever we were studied about fulcrum was at the center, but now fulcrum is in the end point. Load is at the center. So in second class lever you have to remember that what is at the center? Load is at the center. So diagram of second class lever is wheelbarrow. Put a tick mark there. Second heading, yes, wheelbarrow you have to draw. Second heading that you are going to put today is second class lever and draw this diagram wheelbarrow. First class lever diagram was seesaw. Second class lever diagram is wheelbarrow. Okay. Now wheelbarrow, see the diagram. What you understand by the diagram? See, where is the joint? Where is the wheel? The wheel is in front. Yes, that is fulcrum. Because with the wheel, the whole barrow is attached. Now load is at the center, means whatever things people are going to keep, they are going to keep at the center. So that is the load. Effort means from where people are going to put the force from the back. So that is the effort. The handle is at the back. That is, people are going to put force at the back. So second class lever, load is in between. First class lever, fulcrum is in between. Clear? These two classes are clear. Now we come on the third class lever. Now in third class lever, levers in which the effort is located between the fulcrum and the load. Now here effort means effort is located at the center. First class lever fulcrum was located in the center. Second class lever load was located in the center. And in third class lever effort is located in the center. Example is tweezer. Now again put a tick mark. In this diagram you have to draw. So put heading third class lever and put a tick mark on the tweezer. This you have to draw. Tweezer or tongs. Your mothers use tongs to make chapatis on the gas stove. Yes or no? You must have seen those silver tongs. Yes. Now here in tongs also, where is the joint? Joint is at the point at the end. Now see in the figure, the diagram is joined from the end part. So the place where the figure is joined, that is called the fulcrum. Yes or no? So here the fulcrum is at the end. Yes. And load means when you hold chapatis or ice cube, you are holding it from the first point, the starting point. So that is the load. And where is the effort being put? At the center. You are pressing the tongs from the center. Yes. So effort is being applied on the center. Okay. So ice tongs are example of third class lever. First class lever, fulcrum at the center. Second class lever, load at the center. Whatever things you are going to keep, you are going to keep it at the center. Third class lever, effort is at the center. Means pressure you are going to apply from the center. All three classes of levers clear to everybody? All three examples are clear? Seesaw, wheelbarrow and tongs. First class lever seesaw, second class lever wheelbarrow, third class lever tongs. So these are the three diagrams that we are going to draw today. Okay, Divya Dhamija, why you are not in school uniform, beta? From tomorrow, I want everybody to attend my class in school uniform, not in t-shirts, not in night suits. Okay, all right. What, beta? Yes, tongue also. First class lever example you have to draw seesaw. Second class lever example you have to draw wheelbarrow. And third class lever tongue example you have to draw. Okay. Now come to inclined plane. Inclined plane is also another type of simple machine where slope is there. Slope. Inclined plane means plane or slope which is used to roll different heavy items like when there is delivery of cylinders in your homes. or when there is delivery of cylinders from the offices, what they do, cylinders are heavy, basically drums, they are all big heavy drums. People cannot carry them, hold them and move from one place to another. They make an inclined plane, they roll it and it easily comes down. See your picture on the right hand side, inclined plane picture, page number 91. Can you see the arrow, blue arrow, and the slope? This slope is inclined plane, which is used to move heavy things or loads which people cannot pick like this. Okay. All right. So we are going to study about it now. Inclined plane is a flat surface that is higher from one end. From one end it is higher, from the other end it is slopey. That's why it helps the things to slope down. This simple machine is used to move an object to a lower or higher place. We would need less energy and force to move objects using inclined plane. Obviously, you put the cylinder on this end, it will automatically roll and move down. Yes or no? Because of the inclined plane. Similarly, you must be having, all of you, not all of you, but most of you must be having inclined plane at your house also, where the gate is there. The house gate is there. Is there inclined plane there? Which helps your father used to put your bikes or scooters or cars inside the house sometimes, so they use inclined plane. Yes or no? So very simple machine available in your homes also. Yes. So this is called now bike and cars. Nobody can just pick and put in the house. Okay, now today I am going to hold my whole car and keep it in the house. Is it possible to pick car and keep it like this? No. So we use inclined plane. Using inclined plane, we used to keep park the car here and there. In malls also, when you go and when you park the bike or car, the slope is there. That slope is known as inclined plane. Clear? Okay. Now pulley. As I told you, in ancient times also, women used to go to the wells and take out water using pulley. Okay. Lifts are examples of pulley. So let's read about it. A pulley is a system that uses a wheel and a rope. Wheel is there, look in the picture, and rope is there to change the direction of force. It makes work easier by letting us raise an object by pulling down rather than lifting up directly. Window roller blinds, pulleys in wells, and flagpoles are everyday examples of. Underline the examples of pulleys. Window roller blinds, pulleys in wells, and flagpoles are everyday examples of pulleys. Now, wheel and axle. Wheel and axle means a wheel and then axle, they work together like cycle tire, pedal and tire. When you will put force on pedal, then only cycle tire will move. Yes or no? Will cycle tire start moving automatically? No, it will not move. When two things are attached, that means the tire and the axle. The wheel means tire, and axle means machine where we apply force to make it move. So when these two things are attached and they work together, then it is known as wheel and axle. See in the picture, these are the train tires. Can you see? Two, both sides are tire wheels, and at the center is axle. They move together. Similarly, cycle tires and pedals, they move together. So the wheel and axle is a simple machine that helps to move object across distances. They are used to move objects for long distances. The axle is a rod that goes through the wheel. This lets the wheel turn. When you put pressure on pedal, wheel move. The wheel turns and then it starts moving. The wheel of a car or bicycle, underline, the door knobs are everyday examples of wheel and axle. Wheel and axle diagram you have already made yesterday, so no need to draw any diagram today. Okay, today you will draw only three diagrams, that is example of first class lever, second class lever and third class lever. Clear? Now before moving forward, let's do the exercises, children. The rest of the chapter we will do tomorrow. Now let's today do the exercises. Come on page number 93. Circle the correct answer. Which of these is not a lever? of the first class. Very good, very good. Pulley is the answer. Yes, pulley is the answer. Mark on pulley. Which of these can help to press or fasten the object? Screw. Yes, screw. Screw is used to tight or open the jar or anything. Fasten and tighten means to open and close. Yes, screw. So this simple machine is used to slice things apart. Wedge, wedge. And example of wedge is knife. Example of wedge is knife. Okay. Now match the following. Okay, this is not a lever. Screw. Screw. This is not a lever. Answer is a screw. Okay. Now let's come on to match the following. The first one, lever, nut cutter, nut cracker. Very good. Then pulley, roller blind, pulley, roller blinds. Very good. Then wheel and axle. Number three, wheels of the car. Very intelligent children. Very good. Then wedge, blade of an axe. Yes. Then screw the last one. Lids of jars. Lids of the jar. Okay. Turn page. Turn page. Cut question number 3. Rewrite we don't have to do. Cut that question. And the last now exercise we are going to do, that is give one word answer. Levers in which the fulcrum is located in between. Everybody will be able to answer if you have listened very carefully what I had explained you today. First class lever. Yes, very good. First class lever, fulcrum is at the center. Then levers in which the effort is located in between. Lever in which effort is. Beta, you don't have to give example. You have to tell which class lever it is. Which class lever where effort is located. Tongs. So third class lever. Answer is third class lever. Yes. Third class lever. Effort is located at the center means you are applying force from the center. Then levers in which load is located at the center means whatever things you are keeping, you are putting it at the center. Second class lever. Yes, second class level. Very intelligent children I have in my class. Okay, so today we have studied the chapter and we had studied about simple machines. We have studied about levers and three classes of levers we had studied with examples. We had studied about pulley, inclined plane, wheel and axle and exercises. Now today's in science, your work is to draw the diagram. Okay, all of you have marked the diagram that you have to draw and then you have to read the portion again which I have explained just now. All right? Yes, any question? Who is asking? Yes, Manvi. Beta, it's your wish. If you can make all the diagrams neatly on one page, then make it. Otherwise, use different pages. I want neat work. Okay? All right, then be ready for the next class. After some time, we are going to start.